Hello everyone, my name is Joshua Potts, and for my public history project I am doing the origins of oranges in Florida. Origins of oranges in Florida, kind of a tongue twister. Let's get into it. So first, a lot of information. I found a lot of things I did not expect to find. Different locations, and also this is an interesting topic. When I seen that I was selected to do so, I was like, okay, pretty interesting. Never done before, and I expect to learn something new from this, which I did. So let's get into it. First aspect I like to cover is how it started. How did someone just find an orange and say, you know what, this is an orange, I like it, and I'm gonna eat it. What happened and how it happened, right? So, with information, of course, there isn't a lot of whereabouts of maybe one specific person or a group of people that actually found this fruit and started, claiming it, naming it, and sending it out to different places. But what we do have is that it started in Southeast Asia, then it actually spread towards the West. And in around 1943, it reached the New World by ships through Christopher Columbus. And we know with his voyage, he found the New World, came to the Americas, and that's how it was brought over from Asia over to the Americas. And as I was doing my research, other places said different things, different locations, but mostly it comes from the eastern part of the world, around those areas, whether it's because of the environment, the temperatures, all these things line up perfectly, though the fruit can grow and actually cultivate. And also, the first fruit tree blossomed in modern day southeastern China region. So around that area, in southeastern China region, that's where the first fruit tree actually blossomed and began to cultivate and grow into delicious high vitamin C fruit that many people love today. Next, I would like to cover, where did it grow? So we know where it came from, but where did it grow, and what were some of the things within that? So we know in 1821, after Florida became a U.S. territory, the British actually grew this fruit commercially. It has me wondering, like, I wonder why they grew it, and also, what was like the original intention? They grew this fruit commercially. Did they just want to have a new fruit? Were they trying to gain some profit? Were they trying to, kind of enlarge themselves as a nation, as a people, by having this fruit that not a lot of people knew about? Because remember, Christopher Columbus brought it to the Americas through ships in that voyage. So were they trying to elevate themselves, or what exactly was it, right? And why was it in Florida? As we know, modern day 2023, Florida is the state of oranges. That's where most oranges come from these days for the U.S. But why Florida? Florida was actually seen as a land of opportunity, and because of the groves they had, people wanted to use those to get high profit. And those, because of all these factors, they said, you know what, a land of opportunity, the groves that are there, and also we can make some profit off of this. We can get some a return investment off of this fruit. And also the Moors. I researched and I found out a group of people called the Moors. Moors. Who are they? They are Muslim people of North Africa and of the Iberian Peninsula during the Middle Ages. And so why did they have oranges? They had this because they wanted to use this as fuel, as strength for their soldiers in battle. Um, and this I can, and in terms of using this as fuel, this is true. In sports, I'm a basketball player myself. When it comes to training or using energy, you have to replenish yourself so many times, either a workout or playing basketball. Um, I haven't done this in a while, but usually, I would just snack on an orange before. Why? Because of vitamin C. And research shows it actually helps to prevent muscle cramps. It helps hydration, and it basically helps you stay energized in your physical activity. And so, of course, the Moors might not have had all of this scientific research that we have today, but through experimentation, right, they knew that, hey, if we eat this, then we'll feel better. We'll feel stronger, and maybe we'll last longer in battle for what we're trying to accomplish, right? So it makes sense. Oranges moved over, finding different ways to use them, not just to snack on, but we can use this in battle. We can use this for our advancement and for our advance. And also, I would like to make a correction to what I previously said about the Moors. They weren't using this they weren't using oranges for any battles. They were using it for their march to Europe. Um, and also because of the nice warm climate that these oranges grow in, Spain also caught on. They said, you know what? Pretty good climate here, so we can catch on and try to have these oranges grown and harvested in our country as well. So Spain also caught on as well, and also other places, Australia, Africa, many other places in Europe, because of the nice warm climates. It's like a perfect breeding ground for oranges to flourish. And so now many people of all types can enjoy this delicious fruit. Um, and for my last point, this really interested me. All the impact on people. So yeah, we know oranges. Christopher Columbus voyage, Asia, come to the West. Spain has them. People can use them, different purposes. But how does it impact people? So for one, after Florida became the land of opportunity, entrepreneurs, they said, you know what, we can make some profit. So they began recruiting people. And actually, many whites and former slaves in the 1920s, there was a term called bagman. And many people had this job. And basically, they did the physical hard labor of harvesting these oranges and taking care of them. And so now we see jobs, now we see a system in place to where not only people making money, but now there's a system to where, hey, you have a job and you're working this way, you're working this way, and I'm working this way. So now they're jobs now. So now we see the start of jobs and businesses being built because there's a new opportunity. There's a new way for profit. Also, a new way of innovation. E.B. Bean, they created a nailed box. So basically like a nice box. It's like a box you would see in like 1920s movies or 1900 movies. Like if they're carrying beer or something or wine or something in these crates, there's a nailed box. And so in this way, they could hold 90 pounds. The max weight they could hold is 90 pounds. And so they could fill these with oranges, transport them to different places. And so now, transportation. And now in this way, we see effective globalization. So now, it's not just pockets of places that have these oranges. Now, it can become a worldwide. It can become a worldwide enjoyment. So now, because of these crates, people can load them in trucks. They can load them on boats, and now different places who want them where demand, like economics, supply and demand, right? So now different places can have these oranges. They can have this fruit that people can enjoy. So that part also stuck out to me, and that was really cool also. Another thing I wanted to touch on is the modern day effect. Well, actually, before I get to that, Another aspect of globalization is during World War II, production for orange juice actually increased because the government, they wanted to find a way to say, you know what, our soldiers, they need more vitamin C, right? Because you know, like, you're in battle, like you're in war, your blood, sweat, and tears, you need energy to fight. They said, you know what, we're gonna search for a way to get our soldiers more vitamin C, because what they had was they had these lemon pockets, these sugar pockets, and these packets, and they came within the soldiers' meals. Um, as you know, a meal ready to eat. But they said, you know what, we need more. So orange juice production actually increased. But a negative, the problem was shelf life. You know, when it comes to fruit and vegetables, if you don't have it quick and ready, then it spoils, and now that's actually a negative more than a benefit. So an opportunity for shelf life didn't actually come until 1949, several years after the war ended. So it was almost like it was a benefit, but just not at the right time. And so this wasn't a benefit to the soldiers because, of course, they needed more, and it was not good. It was not good. Um, and also, I want to touch on how are oranges produced. You know, how did they go from, you know, being in the ground to now, today, modern day? We see them in stores, milk cartons, you know, orange juice section, all these things. How does it go from being in ground with a seed to now being in stores? You know, being in our refrigerators, in our kitchens, you know, being on our list for recipes, right? I'm also touching on that too. So the way oranges are produced is we need nice, warm climates. And with that, what I have in my notes is that with the nice warm climates, this is a perfect breeding ground for exactly what we need. Um, yeah, in ways, the effect of globalization is that they come in cartons, they come in boxes, they come in wire bags, different types of ways that we can actually sell and actually carry these oranges to different places that we need them. As you may see in a store, like you might go in a store, you might see like it looks like a netted bag with oranges inside. That's one way that they are sold and carried, so that way different people can have them. Also, oranges, they can be transported by cargo, and they're also temperature controlled. And this makes a lot of sense because if you have a too hot environment, it could spoil, or if it's too cold, then they can freeze. So you have to find a nice balance of a temperature to where they're stable, but also you can keep them for a while during transport. That way, by the time they arrive to your kitchen or to a farm or to a store, it's healthy and people can still have enough shelf life in order to enjoy this fruit also. Um, Also, truck and trains. I think we forgot about the railroad system is a big part. I know we actually learned that in one of our modules, but the railroad system is a big way that things can be transported. Because not only do you have trucks, right, or you know, go by sea, you know, go on boats, but also trains. Sometimes going by truck or car, sometimes there's traffic, but by train, there's no traffic. You would just, the only concern would have to be temperature control, right? Because think about it, trains, big, heavy machines, um, metal, iron, different types of metals together. So you have to really control temperature and watch them closely. Um, and oranges, they're actually self-pollinating. They don't need bees to harvest. They require sunlight, water, and also some other nice practices, fertilizers, pruning, and also wind machines. Modern day places and farms that harvest oranges, they require wind machines to help produce and to help effectively carry the harvest of oranges. Um, and I would say with this, I've learned a lot in this research project of the oranges in Florida. Um, as we see Christopher Columbus' voyage, Florida has a nice. Florida is just like the perfect setup. Nice climates. I mean, like you drive down there, all you see is palm trees. It's hot, warm climates, very humid, perfect growing environment for oranges. People taking profit opportunities, people getting jobs, bagmen in 1920s, trucks, railroads, nailed boxes, innovation, globalization, all these things tying together. Um, and it really makes a big effect. And one thing I'll touch on is also another modern day effect we see is recipes. You can also cook with oranges and not just orange juice. Um, one recipe I seen was orange ricotta pancakes. I might have to try that one, but orange ricotta pancakes and also scallops with chipotle orange sauce. And with this, we see how it's oranges is more than a way for profit. It's more just a brand new fruit that was introduced into the world and now spread out west and spread out different places. Now, in today's age, 2023, we can take this fruit and not only eat it by itself, but we can include it within our recipes, include it within desserts, whether it's pies, ice creams, whatever it is, we can include it. And now, globalization can increase more. There's a bigger opportunity for globalization because now it's not just so oranges by itself. Now we have meals and recipes that have oranges included with it and other things also. Um, with this project, I learned a lot that I did not expect to learn, but I can say I'm glad to learn. I say next time I go into a store and see orange, I want to think of many ways I can use this, whether it's in a recipe, or even just thinking where this orange came from, whether it's Spain, Australia, Africa, Europe, many places, because it's a lot, but it's a good thing. Um, and I will say the origins of oranges in Florida was a success. There could have been many downsides, like World War II not having it available for vitamin C at the time, and many slaves having to work again. But I will say overall, it has now become a success and a commodity for all people to enjoy and have fun with. You eat it during summertime, hydration, and it tastes really good. You can also include it in many other recipes. So this is my project. Um, Thank you. Um, I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. Um, this is the oranges of oranges in Florida with Joshua Potts.